Welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting, another episode of the Whatever Report, which is on a Sunday because I had family stuff going on yesterday, and then our D&D game got canceled tonight because John had other stuff going on. He'd been working on Comics Curing Cancer all weekend, and so, yeah, we're doing this tonight on a Sunday. We got my man GTT was in here early tailgating. Hopefully he'll come back soon. Blue Collar Dan was in here just before we started. My man Unruly, who I saw bidding on lots of stuff on Comics Curing Cancer. So good for him. Big O, what is happening, sir? How are you? Obviously we are not playing D&D, but we're hanging out here. So my man Gordon, what is going on? I know, Gordon, we're really bad. It was my fault for a while, but then I set us back, and now everybody else has had a conflict. So at some point we'll play. At some point we will. I swear we'll do it. So yeah, but no, we're hanging out for a little bit on a Sunday. I don't know how long this one will go. I got several things to actually show. I kind of already unboxed the biggest chunk of it because I didn't have to deal with the giant box. So we'll just show that off. But yeah. We will return. Yes, we will return. All right. Let's see here. So yeah, let's get into our. It's Sunday night. I got to work in the morning. I'm just drinking water. I probably could have had a glass, but I didn't even mess with it. So we'll move right on to what is coming up on the channel. Usual stuff. Obviously, we put out a Let's Collect this last week. We did Big Barda. That was our Let's Collect on last Thursday. Yesterday, we did our 6-month look back. Tonight, we're doing this. Monday, should be doing, Tom hasn't put out his video yet, but yeah, tomorrow night should be Marcus and I, Circumstances, and I doing, even though the Chiefs are playing, but I think we are going to go on and we'll do Cash or Trash anyway. It might be short because the Chiefs are playing. And then at some point, I'll be over on John's channel talking Hawkeye. I don't actually know. I don't remember. I need to look and see what day we said we were going to do this. But I have finished the Hawkeye Omnibus. I don't know if that'll be this week or next week. I believe John is most of the way through it. I don't know if he's finished it yet. So, yeah, we'll be talking that at some point. So we'll be doing that over on John's channel. Also, last week of the month, which means we will do the 4-year look back. Will come out this week on Thursday. That video is actually already done. Members already have access to it. So yeah, there is Mr. John. So maybe he knows. I don't remember what we said. So he was in purchasing and buying stuff. I missed all of Saturday's Comics Curing Cancer with stuff. I was in all day today. I didn't really buy anything. I did because I spent money on other things, some house stuff and some other stuff. I didn't have a really big budget, and the few items that I was interested in all went for more than I was interested. So, but that's good. That's okay. Is that what we said? Okay. I didn't know if we said. I couldn't remember. So I'm good with that. That works. So I'm ahead of schedule having that done. Then that is awesome. Let's see. The heist friends remain. Yeah, DMH other side help. Yeah. Run the crane forklift. Yes, I had read the first half of that run before, but had never read the rest of it. I basically read up through the Lucky the Pizza Dog issue. So for me, a lot of it was new, and it had been a long time since I'd read the first part of it. So yeah, I am super glad to have revisited it, and yeah, it was pretty cool. So yeah, so Wednesday the 5th, according to John, is when we're doing that. So that'll be over on his channel. All our Omni discussions are on his channel. And then, yeah, so usual stuff. Next Saturday will be another giveaway for my members. We'll actually have 2 things to give away. And you guys will see some of that here in a second. You already know the one was a rollover because Blue Collar Dan rolled it back over to other members. And the other one will be new. And I got some other things that'll be future giveaways that are going to be in some of this unboxing and stuff that I'm going to show here in a minute. So yeah, we will get through all of that. So I think with that, that's what's coming up on the channel. I don't know what the week after this video will be. I'm not sure yet. So like my pre-record, I don't know what that video will be yet. Okay, let's see. What did we pick up this week? A lot. We had a lot of stuff come in. First thing is I picked up a couple of trades that are going to be the centerpiece of some future giveaways. Or, well, I don't know if they're the centerpiece, but they're going to be the theme of some future giveaways for the channel, including this Saturday's giveaway, which is I got the first trade to the current ongoing Poison Ivy G. Willow Wilson series. So the first 6 issues, I think, are here. Yeah, the first 6 issues. So that will be a trade that will be given away in October. And then the November, most likely, we will give away the first trade of Absolute Wonder Woman. So yeah, so those will be the next 2 trade probably giveaways. Obviously, we are still giving away this that I've tried to give away a couple times. Gotham Central will be given away here and also on Saturday. So I did pick up some trades there. I had a box come in that I had no idea what it was. And I had forgotten I had won this. And Conlon, during John and Justin's Omni X-Men series every year in June, they do their big giveaway show, and they have other folks that donate books that they give away during the show, and not just from them, but other people that are part of that are watching the show and everything else. And Conlon Comics had a variant giveaway, and I forgot that I'd won it, but it arrived, and so we got this sweet magic variant from Conlon, and it will probably. I've never really collected any of the magic stuff. It'll probably go in a future giveaway for you guys. We'll see. I don't know if I'll keep that or if that'll go into a giveaway, probably into a giveaway pile. We will see. All right. Do you guys want to see more comics or do you want to see my Omni haul? Because which do you guys want first? I got 2 of these. And then I got a huge stack of Omnis. Why don't we just do these? We'll just do these. So this was, I did something I do about once a year. No, I'm really just saying Omnis first. Okay, we'll do Omnis first. All right. So we'll get back to those. This is maybe the biggest Omni haul I've ever done for Minstock Trades. There's a bunch here. First of all, at some point, I don't remember when, I think because Daymare sent me one of the hardcovers, I switched from just the trades of the series to now I have to the deluxe edition hardcovers, which means I had to get the third one just came out, which collects volumes 7 through 9. So I have the third and up to date, at least on the hardcovers of Monstrous. I'm a big fan of the series. I don't think I've actually read volume 9 yet. I think we've only did on our indie show, we only got through volume 8. So I do believe there's some new, fresh reading for me in here. But yeah, so now I have all 3 of the deluxe edition hardcovers for Monstrous. The rest of these are DC Omnis. I went crazy on the DC Omnis. I don't know how many of these John will actually want to read with me. With all the damn money I spent. This is not the Omni rabbit hole. I had avoided it for a very long time. And then I started with the indies, getting the deluxe edition hardcovers. And that led to me doing omnibuses for the big 2. It was a bad idea. It was bad. It was bad for my budget. It was bad. I've come way back on floppies, but yeah, it is out of the tray. It is trying to book me for the next decade. Well, I don't know. We'll see, but yes, probably. So I'd already gotten the first 2 of this. So I did get the third omnibus for Batman Nightfall. So I have all 3 parts of the Batman. So the Night's End portion. So we had Nightfall. I forget what the middle part is called, which is when John Paul Valley is being Batman. Night Crusade, Night something, and then Night's End. So I now have all 3 of those Omnis. So they're not huge, but I did get all 3. I did go on and pick up the 3rd one to collect that whole. I read that as a kid. Like, it was a big interest to me as a kid. I was never going to go back and get all those issues. I got some of the Nightfall issues, but I never really planned to go back and get them. So I grabbed these Omnis as a way to kind of reread that. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And then Lasso is going to love me for the next 3. Lasso is not here. So you guys don't have to mock him. He missed this. Because there's, I went a little crazy. We got the Wonder Woman by Greg Rucka, which is volume 2, issues 195 through 226, plus a Flash, plus the Blackest Night Wonder Woman. And Wonder Woman Hecate. There's a few other issues scattered in there, but this is later in the Wonder Woman run, the Greg Rucka run. And so I grabbed that because I have a feeling at this point I'm probably just going to try to get all of like volume 2 in the Omnis. It's where we're at with the George Perez stuff and everything. We got the Phil Jimenez Wonder Woman Omni. So we got that one. That is 164 through 188, which there's only like 12 issues between this one and that one, which is like, that's not great. But it also has Wonder Woman Donna Troy and Wonder Woman Worlds at War, the Return of Donna Troy, and a few other things in here. So, we got the Phil Jimenez and the John Byrne. So I got Wonder Woman Omnis coming out my ears at this point. I had to come a better excuse than that. I mean, I don't have an excuse. I wanted them. So we got the John Byrne era as well. I don't know that I like his cheetah design, but like we got that as well. So we got this is 101 through 136. So yeah, another big chunk of the volume 2 of Wonder Woman. Now I need the Perez, and then I need one they've never printed, which is the stuff with between Perez and Byrne as the one that I will need. I need the 3rd volume of Perez, and then the stuff between Perez and Byrne for sure. And then still not done. I'm still not done. I need the Byrne. I just got it. The Perez are essential. I have the first 2 Perez. I need the 3rd one, and they're going to reprint volume 2 next year. After I went on and bought volume 2 this year, but I'm hoping that means they'll also go on and reprint Perez volume 3 next year as well, or maybe the year after. Because volume 3 I have not been able to find. And then I also got the Gail Simone Birds of Prey. They've never done the Birds of Prey volume 1 book earlier than this. And this is 56 through 90, which is not actually all her issues. She actually goes into the past 100. So I'm hoping they'll give us like they'll give us one that collects her final issues through the end of the run. And they'll also give us probably at least be a giant one, but a giant one or 2 of the first part of this. But I did go on and grab the Gail Simone Birds of Prey. This was one I definitely wanted. The Blackhawk, Huntress, Black Canary, Oracle on the spine. The main 3 on the back that are a part of this run. Lady Blackhawk joins a little later. So that is my giant stack of Omnis. So what? 5 DC Omnis and a monstrous deluxe edition for fire when we can barter with them. I mean, most of these you can sell eventually, probably on the secondary market. So yeah, we just added a ton of Omnis to the stack. I have no self-control. It's really, I went down this rabbit hole, and we're gone. We are full on Omni person at this point. It's more about like trying to figure out what I'm not going to buy on these, because there's so many it's still in my in-stock trade, like want list or wish list or whatever they call it. There's so many still in there. It's just like, oh no. But some people need more self-control. Hey, I saw you at Comics Curing Cancer, although yours at least was for a good cause. Mine was not. Mine was just for at least you were doing it for a good cause. Anyway, all those one. So I understand. That's okay. I decided to buy those, so I don't expect you to buy everything I buy. That's not what this game is. So you're gonna buy ones that I don't buy. I'll probably never buy the Black Panther ones and stuff. But yeah, don't shame me. So, all right, other stuff, covers. I also went nuts on covers here. Some of these will be eventually for you guys, but some of them are for me. So that just goes. But I did. This first one is I bought some exclusives. About once a year, I break down and buy some exclusives. Generally, I try to avoid them the best I can. These were not just regular store exclusives. These were actually NYCC exclusives, which I almost never buy con exclusives. That is a super rarity. Or tape onto. But did I really need these? Probably not. But I bought them. So I did buy a couple of NYCC exclusives. These were Frisian exclusives that I paid. And I think these were, so you guys know that I see Frisian and I have no willpower. And we don't buy the same stuff. I mean, we buy a lot of the same stuff. I don't think we're going to run out of stuff to read. I don't think so. But yeah, I expect you to buy that Birds of Prey one though. I'm not going to guilt you into all the Wonder Womans, but you need to buy the Birds of Prey one because you started collecting Birds of Prey, so we need to read that one. So that one you need to get, but the others, I'll be okay if you do. You do what you got to do. And so these aren't even truly like original covers. They're just the foils. But I had her, but I did it. I broke down. She had two foils. What is this? This is Catwoman issue 79. Jenny Frisian, limited to 800 and signed foil. You can get her outfit with the blue Frisian. Lots of glare going on here. Get it really tilted to the side. So yeah, I bought the Catwoman. So yeah, this is for me because I'm a sucker for Frisian and sucker for Catwoman and Frisian foil Catwoman. There we go. That's a pretty good angle. Yeah, we had to do it. And then the other one is we did do the Wonder Woman, which I have the regular version of this Wonder Woman. This is Wonder Woman. I don't know which issue this is. 25, which is the reused cover, but it is, Frisian foil, gold signature. Yeah, I think both of these are technically reused covers that they did a foil on a different issue. But yeah, that's that angle's pretty good. So I did both of those because I'm a sucker. Hey, Kenneth Bird, someone who won't guilt me, won't shame me. I'm like John. All right, so those were the two store variant, con variants, which I almost never do. That I did. My 2025 con variant breakdown is right there. There you go. I do it about once a year. I break down, I see some covers, and I'm like, I want those. The rest of these were sort of like potential giveaway books, plus some variants that I was missing that I wanted. And there's actually another. I actually bought these and another group that's not here yet, so there'll be some more of these next week. I have no idea which order these in. I don't even remember which of the two orders this one is. Okay, this has got most of the Middleton then. So the Middletons, so we got some Poison Ivy Middleton variants. This one I did not have. I didn't have any of the Middleton variants from early in this run. John will not guilt me over these. And this particular one, because they had another one of them will be a giveaway. So we will give one of those away. So that'll go with this on next Saturday when we do it. So that'll be part of the giveaway next Saturday. So I'm going to put that down there with that. And then I think the other one that's going to be a part of that giveaway is not here. Don't tell me what I can't do. I mean, those Middletons are gorgeous. Like, they are freaking, yeah, they were. The fact that I didn't get them originally. This is another Middleton. This is the one this is what I'm keeping because I couldn't get two of these. So I did buy some of these Middletons for me, but I think this is just going to have the Middletons. Oh, I did buy a second. I already had this Frisian variant for Absolute Wonder Woman. This is going to go with the Absolute in a month. There's another cover coming. I think that's in the other box as well. That's going to go with it when I give that away. And then let's see what else is in there. Two more. We got two more variants. We got the last of the three Middletons that I wanted that I didn't have. That also for me. Sorry, that's just the way it is. So I assume John has all of these because he's bought like every single Poison Ivy cover there is. But I had not bought. I've been very stingy about buying one Poison Ivy per issue, and I decided I was going to give away that trade, so I started looking variants, and then I started buying variants for me as well as you guys, and more for me. So that's the way it is. And then, why did I buy this one? I don't remember. Not that I don't like it, but I didn't remember this being in the pile. Interesting. I didn't remember buying this one, but we also apparently got a Villalobos Birds of Prey variant that I didn't remember with Harley and Barda and Black Canary and Zealot and Cassandra Cain, Batgirl, and I don't remember picking that one out. So it is what it is. That may go in a future Birds of Prey giveaway because I'll probably do a Birds of Prey giveaway at some point too. So give that trade and stuff away. I just mean, my second Poison Ivy short box doesn't mean I can't remember. After reading this Birds of Prey run and then doing the Birds of Prey Let's Collect last week, the fact that I haven't bought a Mr. Miracle 4 yet is probably a minor miracle that I didn't go in and buy one, and that I haven't bought some other Barda stuff that I saw that I'm probably, so of course we do. Yes, we do. So, so that is all the stuff. That is it. There's another box with some more variants coming that will have some more stuff for giveaways. And it was never on my list until this Kelly Thompson run, but that's put it on my list. So there you go. So yeah, we got a few variants. Some for me. The Middletons were definitely for me. I definitely one of those three Middletons, and I got an extra Middleton so you guys would have one. And then but these three Middletons are just freaking like so good. I'm a Middleton fan. I have several. They're just so freaking gorgeous. I mean, I had to have those. I mean, I'm obviously a Middleton fan for sure. So I got some other Middletons, but so yeah, that's what we picked up this week. All right. Now what are we moving on to? What are we reading? Obviously, I already talked about. The other thing that came back on my channel this week was Gotham City Chronicles was back after like 3.5 years, I think Kavi said. So which used to be the show I did with Comic Books NYC, and now Panels, Pages, and Pixels, which is Kavi's channel. And we brought that back this week. We did Catwoman Lonely City as our first. If you don't, our Gotham City Chronicles were basically we would reread or read for the first time Bat-related stories or Gotham-related stories. So mostly Batman stuff, but we've added a few. We did like the Harleen series, and we've done a couple of Catwoman stuff, and we did like Robin Year One, and we did Gotham Central, the first volume, and some other things that we did over the years. And we've done 29 different like stories, including like Year One and Darkest Night and all that kind of stuff, and kind of grade those and talk about them. And we brought that back. We did Catwoman. We attached it to, you could see, we used to have guests on all of them. We did not have a guest for this first one back. We haven't decided if we'll have guests going forward. I think we're debating. But yeah, it's great to have Kavi back doing stuff. And yeah, he was energetic. We talked about 3 or 4 more series story arcs that we want to do. I think the next one we're going to do is mainly because we both had it. There's a couple we didn't necessarily have yet. I think the next one we're going to try to do in November is the Batman and Robin, Grant Morrison, with Dick Grayson as Batman and Damian as Robin. I've never read that. It was one that we were going to do years ago and didn't ever do. So that's probably going to be our next one. JP's weakness is he doesn't think in 3D, John. He won't be able to find space for all these omnibus. Oh, I already know. Like my DC and Marvel omnibus shelf is I'm good with this order, but in my indie shelf, like well, you guys should. So there's the indie shelf over there. Move my water bottle. Let me get Gordon's comment off. So there you see the indie shelf with all the hardcovers and stuff, and we're getting pretty full. A lot of the trades are on the bottom. The hardcovers are all the first top 2 rows. We're getting pretty full. That's about how full the DC and Marvel shelf is. It's on that wall, so I can't turn the camera for sure because you can see it. But I have a blank spot for another one of those shelves. we're probably going to have to expand. This is where we're going to be. So I gotta go watch the live stream. Yeah. Similar problem. I think all the trades for the entire Morrison era. Okay. I haven't really read much of the Morrison era, so for sure. But I seem less cluttered, or John seems less cluttered, because I've seen John's room, mainly because his room is smaller than the room I have down here. He's more cluttered than me, but that's only because my room's bigger. My room's probably, it's not twice his size, but it's probably like a third bigger. And yeah, it's definitely, I have more space. Yeah, I have more space. I would say it might almost be double the size. It's close. So. Now, all the Grayson Batman stuff. I've read like some of the Grayson Batman stuff, but that was like which we did for the show. What was that? What is that called? The Snyder stuff that he did right before the end of the run, where with Jim Gordon Jr. and Black Mirror. That's the one I'd read. I had not read. Again, it's only because I got more space. It's only because I got more space. Yeah, Black Mirror. That's the one. I read that, which I enjoy. One of the few Snyder things I enjoy. But I had not read any of the Morrison stuff from that period. So I'm looking forward to this because I've had it for a while and we never read it. It was one of the things we bought before the show ended and just never got around to it. So, okay. Other stuff, and obviously I read this, which I'm looking forward to talking with John in a week from Wednesday. And then from a book standpoint, from my book reading, I talked about this a little bit last week. I finished Murderland. I gave a review of this. I had a hard time grading this book. There are 3 trades in Grace and Batman. Okay. I had a hard time reading this book. It is about serial killers, mostly in the Pacific Northwest, but not only. From the starting in the 60s, 70s, 80s, all the way through the 2000s. And it's basically the woman who wrote this book grew up during that period, within miles of these people, like could have easily been a target for one of these people. And Bundy's on the front cover, and he's the one she spends the most time on, but he's not the only one that she talks about. And she gives a lot of stuff about these serial killers, but the book's not really completely about that. It's about the fact that all of these men, when they were boys, grew up in the shadow of smelters, copper smelters, lead, iron, whatever, and the fact that they were dumping tons of arsenic and lead and cadmium and other heavy metals into the environment around these places, into the plume around these places, and that we did not understand. Still, I mean, we do now, but at the time didn't really understand the effect of lead on brain development. And so at the end, she actually does some of the studies, and the fact of the matter is violent crime in this nation, and serial killers specifically, follow the curve of of us putting lead into the environment, whether it be from the smelters and arsenic and these other poisons into the environment, including from our automobiles with leaded gasoline, curve almost perfectly. Basically, the amount of lead we dumped in the environment as it went up on a delay, a 22-year delay, which is the average age of your serial killer. Serial killers followed it, and the curve is matches almost perfectly. And that studies have been done. Then toward the end of the book, she talks about studies have been done now that shows boys, especially, have, when exposed to lead and the levels that children grew up with during those periods, were frontal cortex does not develop. The higher the lead, the less this develops. And more so, and for the same level, it has way less effect on females than it does on boys. And it absolutely is not an excuse, Gordon. It is not the way she's writing the book. I'm just talking about, she's talking about that it's a factor that people never talk about. That the exposure to the chemicals that we created our own monsters. And she really talks about it's really more of a shot at industrialists and engineers and politicians and stuff that knew the negative effects these plants were having and just did everything they could for as long as they could to continue to dump as much as they could. And then she goes into what these people did, and they're unforgivable. You turn the page. The reason it's such a hard page is you'll turn the page and it's it'll start and it'll be, let's see, 1991 with Dolores Davis. That's not a good one because that was a different thing. Here you go. On September 17th, 1994, a 9-year-old girl named Penny Davis. The rest of that paragraph, that section, is going to be horrible. That's why it's such a hard read. It is, because she doesn't pull any punches about what they did. But there's also a huge knock on law enforcement. They should have caught all of these guys sooner. Almost all of them should have been caught sooner. It is she does go off on a tangent about highway and some other stuff that killed a bunch of people in the Seattle area, and just there's some tangents, and she talks about her own life, But overall, it's really well written, but it is a hard read. I'm not a true crime guy. I don't particularly enjoy true crime. But yeah, it's so sad. It's so awful what happens, what was done to these women, and the fact that like we did such a crappy job catching them. Like there's a woman who escapes, finds her, like gets kidnapped, taken out into the woods, tied to a tree, horrible things done to her. He leaves her, and this was not Bundy, this was a different one, and she gnaws through the rope, escapes, finds a car on the road, because she's out in like National Forest land or Park Service land. The guy takes her to the police, takes her to the hospital. She's describing to him the guy that did this to her. He's like, he had a mustache, he drove a blue van, blah, blah, blah. The guy goes back and is telling his coworker, he's like, yeah, it was almost like she was describing you. He had a mustache and a blue van. And he's like, oh, maybe I should have, maybe I need to shave and paint my van. Because it's him. And nobody he killed more before they ever caught him. And the only reason they finally caught him was another one escaped from him. And she's like, he took me through a locked gate on the Forest Service land. And they're like, well, there's only like 5 people that have a key to that gate. And so that's how, and it matches the description. It's like, yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy book. It was a hard read. I struggled to get through it, even though it was really well written, and very interesting, but it was just a struggle. It was, yeah. So I lined myself up. The book I'm currently reading is the second book of the Nevermore series, the Morgan Crow books, Wondersmith, The Calling of Morgan Crow, which is like for probably even younger than like Charlie. It's probably like Charlie like 3 years ago would have been like really right in her wheelhouse, although they're still good. I mean, I would say targeted a little younger than like the Percy Jackson books, but not much. I mean, similar kind of thing, but targeted a little younger than that. But Morgan is like 11, and this book two, she's 12. It's a very similar to kind of Harry Potter kind of thing. Blue van. Well, I mean, Bundy and his VW bug that that they should have caught him on multiple times. And the only reason they got him was because he tried to be his own lawyer and wasn't a moron. But he might have got off with a good lawyer. But anyway, so we lightened the mood on our current read. So we'll give you a full breakdown of that here later this week. I should be through that in another day or two. And then shift back to Shift, which is the second book in that Wool series that I started. So, but no, yeah, those were my reads this week. So, what did I watch? I didn't really watch anything this week. Trying to think. Not really. I don't really have any. I haven't been doing a lot of TV watching. I watched some YouTube stuff and some other things, but that's about it. So I guess we'll go right into whatever you guys want to talk about, and we'll go 10, 5, however long you guys want to go. We'll see. See if you guys got some stuff you want to ask about or talk about, or you want to see again, or what. So, yeah, John, this is a requirement. I won't require any of the others. That one's a requirement. Great aunt had blue hair, a blue van. But that other book is very sad. I mean, it was, other than the fact that, in 1974 alone, there were 6 serial killers operating in the Seattle, Washington area, including Bundy. There were 6 of them. So yes, but she also talked about, like a guy who grew up in the shadows of a smelter in El Paso, and she also talked about what happened briefly in Juarez across the border from El Paso, where the air all went and settled, and there was additional smelters over there. Oh my gosh! Oh, but she talked about some stuff that happened in Kansas, around some similar facilities, and then in Western Washington. So And she also talked about some East Coast stuff, but not nearly as much. It was mostly Northwest. She talked about California a little bit, like the Hillside Strangler and like some others that she touched on. But most of the others, other than Bundy, she just touched on at different times. Although she would come back to them, but most of the others she just touched on a little bit as opposed to him. But it was, I mean, just that they all had the same like violence and attitudes and the fact that like in 1980 there was like 1,000 of them operating, like, and now there's like, or well, in the 70s, like the 70s, there was like 1,000 of, like for the 70s as a whole, there was like 1,000 of them, and there was like 800 in the 80s that were operating, and then from 2010 to 2020 there was like 100, and like as lead is, but the lead is also out there in the environment. So it's just an interesting thing that like it's, although you don't hear about them as much, but they also probably get caught sooner nowadays too because of DNA. DNA really was a game changer for them being able to catch them. I mean, if you're into true crime and you're interested in the science, the environment part of it, I thought it was super interesting. I mean, she doesn't go real deep. It's a lot of circumstantial stuff about like just this is where they grew up, because nobody necessarily has the data on what the blood was in, what lead levels were, or anything like that. And then she does talk about at the end several studies that were done, and she talks all throughout how we keep doing studies and the tolerable amount of lead in our bloodstream that, according to the CDC, and how it just keeps dropping because there's no level that's okay. So I have not. I know there's a couple of them that people recommend. I don't think I've ever read a Mitch Albom book though. Yeah, I think there's been a couple, but I've never read any. Like I said, I'm not usually a true crime person, and I don't know if that's what he writes or not, but yeah. I mean, I'm always in the look for new books, although I just bought a whole bunch of new books, so I'm back up to like 20 in my stack again. So I bought this and another book in this series, the third book in this series, and then I bought the second and third books of the Wool series that I had read and enjoyed the first book of, and then I bought so yeah, that wasn't even in my haul down here. I guess I could bring my other books down, and then a couple of like nonfiction went into the pile. But I have 6 or 7 books, yeah. So, Tuesdays with Maury is great. Yeah. That's one I've definitely heard of. He's got a few. Yeah, he was kind of a sports reporter. I think I remember that. Yeah, a few sports nonfictions. Okay. My next nonfiction is going to be a book I got because of my trip out to visit John. Although I'm going to read a novel before I'm going to read Shift before I read it, which is Guardians of the Valley, and it's about Yosemite and basically some of the drive to like protect Yosemite and that kind of stuff. So there's John Muir, and I forget who the other guy is. There's the other guy that's focused on. So that's my next book, just because I seen that after. Well, I actually saw it in the like gift shop kind of thing at Yosemite, and then I was like, oh, that looks interesting. And then when I got back, I kind of noted the title and like looked for it. So, and got a little more of a description other than just the dust jacket and the back. And so I went on and grabbed that. So that's my next nonfiction. And then I got another one that was recommended by a guy that I follow that does a lot of book reviews and stuff. So that's the other nonfiction I picked up. But yeah, so I got a stack. I have a stack, but I'm always looking for good stuff. Anything else? We're at 45 minutes. If you guys don't have anything, I might wrap this up and go to bed and read Morgan Crow for a little bit. I like Morgan. She's kind of fun. So she's kind of fun. So what else? Yeah, so I'm up to, just to give you guys an idea, where's my book thing? My book reading list. We are at, when we finish this, will be our 65th book of the year. And I put quotations on that because that includes, that will be 48 novels, nonfiction, word books, and then 17 omnis or trades or graphic novels, of which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12 of which are actually omnibus that I've read this year, or like big deluxe editions that are equivalent in size, and then 5 of which would be more graphic novel kind of size, which most of which this would, if I added this would be like the smallest one for sure of those. But like that Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, Wonder Woman, Dead Earth, that kind of stuff that I've read. So I've gotten 17 comic omnis and trades. So I don't count like in single issues, but omnis and trades that I've read this year, and 48 books this year, which my goal for books was 50. So this will get me to 48. So I got 2 months to read 2 more, so that I'm pretty good about that. So I actually should maybe get closer to 55. Which I feel pretty good about. Been on a break since Carl and the Ruin. Yeah, I mean, I get that. It was hard to find something else. Luckily, I already had a series that somebody recommended to me at work, or 2 people at work had recommended to me, which was the Wool series, which is a little more sci-fi, post-apocalyptic future kind of thing. Although the coworker I'm reading that with, she's already started the second book, and she's like, it's not quite as captivating, but we'll see. I think it's a little different, like a little bit of a flashback kind of stuff going on. So, but we'll see. I haven't dug into that yet. I needed a tone change from this. Like I got through this and I was like, I need something that's light and fun and not so serious. Oh, well, yeah, I read those 3 earlier in the year. I'm going to try to read this 4-book next year. Well, the 3 books that come out that are set, so I read the original trilogy, and then there's 3 more books that are out, and the 4th book's supposed to be out next year. And I'm saving those 3 since they're set 10 years later to read before Red God comes out. That's kind of my plan. Hey, Horvath, what is going on, sir? Hope you're having had a wonderful weekend. Young Washington, Masters of the Universe. Do you think it'll be any good? Have I seen the preview for Young Washington and Masters of the Universe? I assume those are 2 different things. And are you talking about the movie for the He-Man Masters of the Universe movie, or are you talking about a new comic? Because if it's a new comic, I haven't seen that, and I don't know what Young Washington is. So, do you think they'll be any good, or what do you think Warner Brothers acquisition problems? I mean, who knows? Yeah, who knows what's going to happen with that? The government is trying to get involved and send it to people they want, and yeah, it's all, who knows? I had a ton of He-Man figures and stuff when I was a kid. None of the revivals that they've done have really I wouldn't even say they weren't good. They just haven't really sparked my interest. It's one of those things that I enjoyed as a kid that I really don't have any desire to revisit. Oh, okay. 2 different movies. I have not seen previews for that. I have not. Okay. That I have not seen. The preview, the thing I want to see that's coming soon, and I don't know if it'll be any good, but it looks like a good time. And I'm not a huge Glen Powell guy, but Running Man looks like it might be awesome. I'm not going to lie. I remember Running Man from my youth and thinking the Arnold movie, and then I watched that not that long ago. Well, it's probably been a decade, but it was like, oh, that doesn't really hold up all that well. But yeah, that's the only movie that's currently really on my radar. Of course, they've also been advertising the living crap out of it. Yeah, it's Running Man. I kind of want to go see it. I probably shouldn't, but I feel like it's like a guilty pleasure. It looks like it could be fun. It might be dumb and not very good, but it looks like it could be fun. So there you go. All right. Well, I think with that, we're at 50 minutes. I think we're going to wrap that up unless you guys got something very specific you want to ask me about here before I go. But yeah, I picked up a bunch of stuff, but you guys, we'll do a real quick reminder of what we're giving away for members. If you're a member at any point on my channel, is we got a Blue Collar Dan rolled this back in, so Gotham Central we're going to try to give away again with a couple of Harley Quinn variants to go with that trade. So the first volume of Gotham Central and 2 Harley Quinn variants, and then this month the giveaway that's not the rollover has a lobotomy at the end of Total Recall widescreen at the end. The long time I've seen that one is I'm going to give away this Poison Ivy trade of the first volume of the current G. Willow Wilson Poison Ivy run that I have really, really enjoyed. So we're going to give that away. So if you guys haven't figured out what I'm doing, I know like for the giveaways, my monthly giveaways is, and I hope it works for the members. I hope they're happy with it. Is I'm trying to give away a trade of something I enjoyed and a few 1 to 2 variants that kind of like, not necessarily like big money variants, but just variants that I think are kind of cool that are in some way related to that trade. It may not always be a couple. It just kind of depends. But you will get a copy of this Middleton Poison Ivy. And then there's another one I have coming that's in the other order of like variants and stuff. So that'll also be a giveaway for my members coming up on Saturday. So. And then November preview is this is going to be the trade that I'm going to give away at the end of November. And one of the variants there will be this one. And so we'll go from there. So related to Absolute Wonder Woman, because I've enjoyed the heck out of that. Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do. I haven't really done like an indie thing yet. I need to probably pick out some indie trades at some point and maybe do that too. So, but that's what we've been trying to do. Stuff I think that I enjoy reading that I hope people will like. Hey, Brother John, I'm glad you were here. That thumbnail was because I bought a whole bunch of Omnis, including the Gail Simone Omni for Birds of Prey. So that is why that thumbnail. And the other Omnis, you'll have to watch in the rewind because I'm closing her out. But I thank you for showing up. I appreciate everybody for hanging out with me. And yeah, we will catch you guys next time. Later. Oh, wait, I can't do later yet. I haven't shouted out my members. I got to give a thank you to the members that they're going to have a chance to win those giveaways on Saturday. So yeah, thank you to all my members. A cheers from me and from Tony, as always, to my members. And yeah, with that, we are going to hit the outro. See you guys.